Alrighty guys, today we are going to start going through our prefixes. So let me explain to you a little bit about what's going to happen. You probably have already taken the pre-test, which went over somewhere around 30 words or so, or prefixes and suffixes. The reason we're doing that, we're going over words and roots for biology. And a lot of students tend to find it difficult to understand science because of all the hard to write, spell, and read words. Scientific vocabulary is actually just a mix of a bunch of little words that are linked together, and that makes them have different meanings. So if you learn the meanings of these little words, you'll be able to understand scientific vocabulary a lot easier. So we're going to start off by just filling out definitions and giving you examples of a couple words. So every week you will have a test on the words of the week. We'll be doing this over the course of 6 weeks, and at the end of it, you'll have a summative exam, which will be similar to the pretest, and it's matching, just like your pretest was. So there's somewhere between about 10 and 15 words a week, and they're really not that difficult to go through. A lot of them you've probably already heard of before. So let's start off here with week 1, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So the first term, or prefix, is located up here at the top. And we're going to do the letters A and B this week, and then we'll move on to C and D next week. So the prefix A or the prefix an, they both have the same exact meaning, which is without. So anytime you see an A in front of a word, it's telling you that that is without. An example of this would be atypical, which means that, it's a little bit not typical, or it's not normal. The prefix ab means away from. So abnormal would be your example, and that means that it is away from normal. The prefix ad means to go to or toward. So ad here means that you are sticking to something. Prefix ana means up or upon, and an example would be an anabolism, which means that you are making up larger molecules. Angio is a vessel. So our example here is angiocarditis, which is a blood vessel in the heart. The prefix anti is something that you are probably pretty familiar with. It means against. An antibody is something that you have within yourself, and you've probably heard a lot about antibodies when we're talking about viruses and bacteria. An antibody is supposed to protect you from those viruses or bacterium. The prefix aqua means water, or if you speak, Spanish, it's kind of like agua, very close to it. Aquatic just means that it is a water environment. The prefix archi or arche, you can pronounce it two different ways, means old or first. And archaebacteria means that these were the old bacteria or the first bacteria that we found. Arthro means joint. Arthritis is normally an inflammation of your joints. A lot of people tend to get it in their hands as they get a little bit older. Just makes it painful to move around. So whenever you see a word like this where there's a dash in front of it, that means that this word is a suffix. So you'll find this at the end of a word. So an ACE stands for enzyme. Lactase is the enzyme that will break down lactose, which is found in milk. And if you're lactose intolerant, then you don't have this particular enzyme regularly inside of your body. If you do have this enzyme in your body, you're actually considered a mutant. The prefix auto means self. So autotroph is a self-feeder. Plants are always considered autotrophs because they can go through photosynthesis. The prefix bi means two. Think of bipedal. We talk about humans being bipedal, meaning we walk on 2 feet. Also, bicycle is a great example of a word with the prefix of bi. The prefix bio means biology, and the prefix bio means life. Sorry, I have these two flipped around somehow. And my example is biology, which is the study of life. All right, so that is it for your first group of words. And we'll have a quiz on these in about a week. and you'll get set number 2.